I say?
Top billing.
All right, Ty Billing, before we dissect Clemson's potent offense, I think we should do a little comparison here, right? Now, I love LSU's offense. It's the best offense in all of college football. We have to say that, right? The most efficient, most productive offense in all of college football. But I think that you're selling yourself short, or you're doing yourself a disservice by disrespecting Clemson's offense and not thinking that it's not equally as good as LSU's offense. And I say this, right? So people are going to be like, oh, he's stupid. Relax, right? It's just two different ways of operating, right? It's like an apples to oranges comparison. Check this out right here. Joe Burrow, 5,200 yards passing. He killed it, right? Heisman Trophy winner, absolutely murdered it. Got a 1,500-yard receiver in Jamar Chase, and I think another 1,200-yard receiver in Justin Jefferson. You even have a 1,300-yard running back in Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But to me, you have to really look at it to be able to compare it to another offense, especially one like Clemson, is you got to look at this. Look at these attempts. 478 attempts. For 5,200 yards, right? He's got 55 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Not saying anything. It's the best, right? But if you turn around and look at Clemson, right? 3,400 yards from Trevor Lawrence on most years, you'd be like, wow, he's killing it, right? Got an 1,100-yard receiver in T. Higgins and probably a 800-yard receiver in Justin Ross. A 1,500-yard running back. This is where the difference is to me, right? Clemson is a balanced team. That's why it wins championships. It's not a passing team. You cannot call it a passing team. It is a balanced team. Clemson would actually probably rather get it done on the ground. If you check this out right here, only 370 attempts from Trevor Lawrence. This is an undefeated team, right? Undefeated team that has blown teams out. This is another undefeated team that has blown teams out, but it still has 478 passing attempts. That's crazy to me, right? I think it was designed that way because Coach O wanted to put his team on the map, and he did that, right? His team is officially on the map. It is at the forefront of college football, and they really honed in on that by being as flashy as they could, really blowing teams out when they didn't have to really be throwing the ball when they did throw the ball. Clemson doesn't have to do that anymore, right? It understands its place in college football. But check this out. The second QB has 85 attempts, right? So that just lets you know they'll get to the QB. The second QB, being Chase Bryce, very good quarterback. I got to mention that. Miles Brennan only has 40 attempts for LSU, right? So they're attempting more passes and getting in the back of quarterback for less throws, right? Both of these teams are undefeated and has blown virtually everyone out, especially in the latter half of the season. Now let's get to this. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 1,300 yards rushing. Look at the next closest or the second leading rusher. It's Joe Burrow, 101 attempts, only 310 yards, a 3.1 average, right? And then you have your running backs, 295-yard, Tyron Davis-Price, Chris Curry coming in 189, John Emery 188, 2,300 yards total rushing. Look at Clemson. Leading rusher, we saw Travis Etienne at 1,500 yards, but look at Lynn J. Dixon. He has 636 yards and 103 attempts. He's the second. That's how you do it. Both of their running backs are getting involved in the game. And then you have Trevor Lawrence with 93 attempts, right? What was it, 7-something less than Joe Burrow? But he has 514 yards. This dude has 514 yards with a 5.5 average. Come on, man. And then you got more running backs here. Look at this. 3,400 yards rushing. Come on, man. Just two totally different ways of operating. It's hard to say that LSU is just flat out better than Clemson when it comes to its offense, just because they're doing it differently, right? So they're both good at what they do. And from a talent standpoint, it is what it is. I'm going to say it's absolutely equal on the offensive side of the ball. I Ty Billing, for better or for worse, I am where I am because I'm not a prisoner of the moment. I saw Clemson do a lot of the same things, if not the exact same things last year to college football with its wide receiving core and its throwing in its entire offense period, right? The talent level to me is even on both teams. I mean, everything is even. There's not anything on LSU or that LSU does that I don't think Clemson could also replicate if it wanted to. All right, so with that being said, if you're talking about strategically attacking a team, check this out right here. This kid Amari Rodgers coming in motion right here. We know Amari Rodgers. We know T. Higgins, Justin Ross, same dudes from last year, and people are disrespecting this particular offense. It makes no sense to me. So when we get this set right here, what you're going to have eventually is ways to cook on the inside. And I think that right there could be LSU's Achilles heel. Still have, to me, don't have good inside cornerbacks and don't have it. Very much the same as Clemson. No inside cornerbacks, to me, that are worthy of high level play. And the safeties, to me, can't cover in man-to-man situations. So you're going to have a switch release. Got Amari Rodgers came right here. He's going to be banging his bad boy on the inside and running a corner route. So you're going to have a post-corner concept. But T. Higgins is running that bad boy technically from the slot, being matched up on inside defenders. And, of course, you have the most talented quarterback in all of college football, probably in all of football, period, in Trevor Lawrence delivering the rock. So you see the switch release coming out here. Have to also mention you have Justin Ross on the backside threatening with an outbreaking route. But look at T. Higgins get up on this too deep coverage right here. First of all, you got to look at my man Quick Draw, right? Throwing them ping-pings, right? Shooting them. Wild Western, ping, 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 ping. Here we go right here. Ping, ping. Man, look at this throw. T. Higgins getting on him. Separating something serious. Look at that. He does not even have to break stride. Are you people forgetting? Have you forgotten? Like, come on, man. This is still Clemson. That's still T. Higgins right there. That's still Justin Ross on the other side. Amari Rodgers still cooking people. They added in 2 5-star true freshmen. Trevor Lawrence, quick draw law himself, is still the most talented quarterback in all of college football, and Travis Etienne will be perhaps the best running back on the field. And that's crazy saying that. The fact that Clyde Edwards-Helaire will also be on the field, and he's that great himself. Not to mention the offensive line that we saw really take it to Alabama last year. 4/5 of those guys are back. Let's do it, man. All right, I guarantee you somebody's going to run up in here and be like, oh, it's South Carolina, or whatever like that, because people are always trying to discredit what someone else is doing positive or when it goes against the grain of what they believe in. But South Carolina has a ton of defensive personnel. We saw what it did to Georgia. Defense is not its issue. It has a ton of NFL players on its defense, probably as much as anybody at these high-level defenses. It is that loaded on defense. But check T. Higgins out right here, right? Running an out route. He bangs that bad boy. This is how you run, right? You got to run with a little bit of imagination. Look what he did to McCoy. What just happened? Look at this. Banged him, cooked him, separated him from his own senses. Look at, he muscle relaxed him. Look, his muscles went, limp for a moment there. Oh, he almost lost it. Then whoop. Wow, got Brunson too. McQuamu and Brunson took a bad one on this one. Crazy. Bell and sync coverage. T. Higgins is still T. Higgins, man. I don't care what you say. But look at McQuamu, man. What happened? Come on, how you go for it that bad, right? He almost faked it like it was a post, like he banged to the post, but he just kind of cooked it to the inside and then whipped it back outside. My man's damn near running to the damn goal line. He don't know what's going on out here. Nasty. All right, quick question. Who was the guy that they said after his true freshman year, after the national championship game, that NFL exec said would go in the top 10 if he could enter this last draft? It would be this guy right here, Justin Ross. You got Ross. And speaking of, we see him matched up, right? So I showed this to say them going against Derek Stingley, who I think struggles with high-level receivers, right? We seen him going against Van Jefferson, even a guy like George Pickens at Georgia, and some of these high-level receivers. I think that he still has a little bit of ways to go in his development, especially with in- and out-breaking routes. But Devontae Smith as well. But so we see, right, matched up, man coverage, big Israel McQuamu, who's probably the same size as Justin Ross, believe it or not, at a cornerback position. But check this out. This is what Justin Ross does, right? So McQuamu's right up in his hip pocket, being physical. But Justin Ross is a big kid, man, big, strong kid right there. So McQuamu has to try to tackle this kid, and it doesn't matter because he's just that freakish. Look at that. Breaking through contact, being pushed out of bounds, right? He was pushed out of bounds. This was ruled that he was pushed out of bounds. Get back in, reestablish himself. And what does he do best at this particular point in time in his career? Let's be real about the situation, man. Nobody can deal with this cat in the air. You got Ross. Goes up and get that bad boy vertical situations. I definitely can't wait to see this particular matchup between these two guys. And they move these guys around. As a matter of fact, they starting to play Justin Ross more in the slot, which I think could be of great value to Clemson going against the inside corners and the safeties on LSU. Yeah. I know it's Syracuse. Look, the way that they run some of these corner routes is pretty much like cell routes. Is the way they take the circuitous route to really get there. Backside isolation with a guy like T. Higgins. How do you deal with this? Got him. My man tries to shoot a jam on him, right? Shoots the wrong jam. You know, T's going to be too powerful for that, but check him really take it to the inside right here before he breaks back down. But always check out your man Trevor Lawrence, right? Quick draw. Able to throw on the run with the best of them. Somebody bearing down on him. You see T. Higgins right here. Guy has kind of inside leverage on him. But guess what? Does it really matter when you're like 6'4", 6'5", with a guy who can put it where you absolutely need it? Pause. And what you have right here, man, look at the arc on this bad boy. Got some guys who can absolutely go get it in T. Higgins and Justin Ross. And DeAndre Overton. We got to talk about him as well. But, man, these guys can absolutely put it on you, man. Pause. But like I always say, this is exactly what I would do. You see T. Higgins over here on the left side going in against man coverage, right? So imagine if that's Derek Stingley. I would try Derek Stingley a lot. I would, right? Especially with a high-level guy like T. Higgins right here you see on a fade. That doesn't mean you'll be successful, but we've seen other people have success with it, so you definitely have to try it. But we see T. Higgins right here on a fade stop. Got him. Yards after the catch as well. What happens? This is something that people aren't talking about. What happens if Clemson is able to actually really get off in its offensive sets as well, right? If it's really able to be productive on offense, it'll make its defense that more effective as well. Suppose the way to beat LSU is not actually like Auburn or what Georgia tried. It's just to play better offense than it may play and make a couple of stops here and there. Maybe you force a turnover. Maybe it's more like what Florida did, right? But a little bit more offensive firepower that Clemson has with having a better offensive line and a better run game. I don't know. Things that make you go, All right, to me, this is the guy that ties it in all together. Like, absolutely love this guy. He's my favorite player on Clemson. Dude is built 5'10", 210 pounds. He's essentially Travis Etienne with wide receiver skills and running back skills. Imagine that. Being able to get this right, quick hitch out here or screen out here to this guy, and the first tackler never seems to get him on the ground, right? The first defender he can just break tackles, right? He breaks them like a running back. He didn't make you miss. You just can't tackle him. Look how thick he is, boss, right? Another guy, not going to happen. 230, and then he's got 4.4 speed himself, off to the races. That's what I'm saying. Clemson has a ton of firepower that people aren't talking about, and I think it's time to pay Clemson this respect. You better give it his flowers while it's here like this, man. This is a ton of offensive talent on the same team. So I'll get to the running game and how the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, quick draw law himself, impacts the running game, and along with that offensive line and the great Travis Etienne as well. All right. So just a little food for thought, right? Wanting to compare and see what type of talent is out there. Anybody out there who's neutral, let me know if you think that this is dead even, like I think it is, in the talent department on offense, or do you think that LSU, just like every other person on this, I can't front. Most of the people that's going to be on this channel is going to be LSU people anyway, and they're all saying it's not even close. LSU has better talent and everything like that. So I'm neutral, and I think it's even, but let me know what you think out there, all right? But with that being said, as always, thank you for watching. It's your boy Murf, the Underground King, and I am out. Peace. Yo, thanks for watching quality content. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, get all the notifications, but moreover, make sure you join. Starting at $4.99 a month, just $4.99 a month, you can get exclusive content from your boy here at Top Billin'. You know me, the Underground King, giving you those exclusive chats, exclusive rumors and news, and all the innuendo and hijinks you love from your boy. You can get it exclusively, all right? Let's go.
What more can I say?
Top Billin'.